I do feel like you've got better light than I do. We are live. Welcome everybody to the Kody Brown Woolley Book Club. How is everyone? Will you let us know real quick in the comments if you can hear us? Like, is the audio where it needs to be? All right. So while we're seeing if that works, we are running this book club differently than the typical book club.
Well, first, I'd like to say hi.
How are you?
I'm great. I am very excited that you read this book. I've been dying to discuss it.
Oh, it's a little choppy. Hold on. How about now? Hold on a second here. Let's see if it's better.
All right. Well, let us know. I hope you can hear us. We have been really waiting for this book for a year, it feels like. It came. I enjoyed the read. I felt like it was a quick read. My only critique is that it didn't give us enough.
I thought it gave us, I disagree. I mean, I know people felt like, it did feel like it was a little bit of Christine's perspective on the entire series. So if you watch the full series, which I have not watched the full series, I imagine that it was like, because I recognized many of the beats in the book from the show that I'd actually watched. So I can imagine if you've seen all, whatever, 20 seasons, you're a little bit like, yeah, I saw this.
I did see it, but you know what? And this is, I need a touch of a plug for our rewatches. But when we go back and have hindsight 2020 on, you can tell, like, I think when I first watched it, they pulled the wool over my eyes. But when we go back and watch it, I'm like, oh, Christine was miserable. And it was so obvious, like the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I do think rewatching it is, I think, valuable. And I also think, for me, the book was valuable in my framing of Christine.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I have a better understanding. I sometimes, and our audience doesn't like this about me, but I sometimes get tired of Christine. Sometimes I feel like Christine's a little bit too much in the way of dramatic and theatrics, and she speaks in hyperbole a lot. And so I've gotten sort of annoyed with there's been a heavy narrative around her and David. But from reading the book, I feel like I have a better understanding of where she's coming from and why she shows up the way that she does. I thought it was very valuable.
Yeah.
So
I just felt like there's more. She did not have enough girl talk on Robyn. Like, mostly that Robyn was great. Except the only person that got in trouble it was not Robyn in the book. It was Kody.
You wanted her to throw Robyn under the bus?
I wanted a little bit of
gossip.
I wanted a little cattiness, but I just didn't feel like we got that. Maybe she's above it all now.
Yeah, I think she handled herself with dignity with the book. You wanted less dignity.
It was a little too mature.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do today is I posted on YouTube in the description of this, and I posted on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube. I posted on YouTube Shorts the questions that we're going to ask. So I am going to go through and I will post the question that we're going to talk about, and then we'll move through. I think I have 11 questions. So you will see what we're talking about. And as we're going through, feel free to ask other questions, but I want to try and I'm leading this one. It's going to be a little bit more processed, a little bit more structured.
Oh, that's your strength.
I'm trying. Okay. You ready? All right.
Oh, and the other thing before we get started is I did want to see her live. And
I think this is what I've learned is that I thought I was the one that she didn't like because I've been critical, and you're always like, she's the world's greatest. Then you read her book and you reacted to it, and you got Rulon. There's 2 Rulons.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And you misidentified the family that she was part of. And I hadn't read the book to say anything, but boy, is our audience pissed. And then the assumption is then that Christine is now got a voodoo doll of you because you
got it all wrong. It was my error. And I did get it wrong. And I think there was probably 1,000 comments about how I got it wrong. You know what? The name was unique.
Well, it is a weird thing.
I did watch all these documentaries, and I think I just confused Rulon Allred with Rulon. I know I went too deep.
Yeah, but what are the chances that you have two polygamists with the exact same weird name? That's hard to pronounce.
That are both they're both like prophets.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah. So anyway, everybody said that Christine would never want to meet with you now that you got that wrong. You're on the outs.
Well, you know what? People make mistakes, and I definitely did.
I think Christine would forgive you.
Yeah.
I think she'd forgive you. Okay, you ready?
I got a lot of feedback.
That's feedback. It's a gift. You got lots of gifts.
I got a lot of gifts.
Okay, so the first question is, do you believe Christine's happy childhood narrative? So can I give you a spiel about why I came up with this as a question?
Yeah.
So I felt like Christine, I don't know if it's like the first 2 chapters of the book, she is painting this like idyllic picture of what it was like to grow up with all of these siblings, and there were so many people around her, and her father was so loving, and her grandfather was so loving, and she always had friends. And when I was reading it, I was thinking, okay, this is a different way of viewing the world than I have, and I need to be open-minded about it. But then she would there'd be little things that would be sprinkled in there where I was like, that's total bullshit. Like, for example, she had, I can't remember how many siblings, but she would only see her dad. She was like, on Saturdays is my day when I get to see dad. And he was available to all of us on Saturday. Well, if you have 20 siblings whose attention you're competing, who are all competing for your dad's attention, and you see your dad 1 time a week, I think I struggle to think that that's good parenting. And the same thing with the grandfather who has hundreds of grandkids.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was a weird.
But it's whatever she remembers. So she's not traumatized. I feel like she's not traumatized by that. So it's what she remembers, even though she probably got 30 minutes on Saturday. But she doesn't. But what I thought was weird in her childhood was like what she was taught in that church about she was going to die when she was 15.
Yeah.
The world was going to end. And her dad's like, oh, no. Don't believe that. I mean, it is, but don't really.
Yeah.
So, it's not really, it's like metaphorically. I know. Yeah. So I feel like there's little snippets that could cause trauma that she probably doesn't realize.
So your perspective is that it's a good thing because it suggests that there's not trauma.
Well, that she recollects.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure I understand that. What do you mean that she recollects?
Well, I feel like it's not impacting her. Like you always say, things become traumatic depending on how it impacts you, right? So that part of her life didn't impact her in even though we would see it as trauma.
Yeah.
Or neglect. She doesn't view it that way. And so her narrative around it is good. Right? That don't you always say that? It's based on perception, sometimes trauma. It's how people can generate a story around it or whatever.
Yes. And I think we're talking about 2 different things. You're talking about trauma like PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'm looking at it going, okay, so maybe there's not PTSD, but there could be a sense she may have grown up thinking that she deserved less attention from men, or that she wasn't a priority, or that she wasn't that smart, or that her whole job was to take care of kids. Or, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or that what a healthy, she didn't, I don't think she knew what a healthy marriage looked like when she reflected back on her own family. She left the family, or when she was 19, her parents got divorced, and her mom was like, I'm out of here. I don't believe in this faith anymore, and I don't love your dad. And your dad and I don't have a good marriage. And Christine was shocked by it and cut off her mom for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
well, how do you be a 19-year-old that is as emotionally aware and as connected as Christine is and not clock the fact that your parents don't have a good marriage unless you don't have a good lens on what a relationship's supposed to look like?
Yeah. And like the limited amount of time she had with him
Mm-hmm.
growing up, but she identified with the mom. Like I feel like she idealized probably the dad or glorified him
Mm-hmm.
versus
Yeah.
like looking at it realistically of what like I don't know how many kids that her mom was stuck with day to day. But like that's so much work,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah. What do others think? Any comments here in the about that? What do you think? Do you think that Christine, do you believe Christine's happy childhood narrative, was it happy for her? Like, do we think, I guess the question is, the one question is, was it good for her? And the other question is, do you believe that she's as happy as she says she was? Or is she just protecting her family?
I think just she remembers only happy. She doesn't remember the bad stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Are we
What do
good
you
with that
think?
question?
Do you think she was really happy or did she?
I think I don't know if I said this in my like reaction to her. I do think that she sometimes I feel like as in an effort for self-preservation or just the way that she operates, she likes these positive narratives. And I think in her mind, having a happy childhood is part of who she is, and that's who she wants to be. And so I think that I think she's very resilient, and that the best way to cope with that upbringing in Christine's mind is you kind of have two options. One is to say that's horrific and I don't want any part of it and it's terrible for children, in which case Christine would have to reflect on the fact that she raised 6 kids in that same environment. So that's a very uncomfortable realization for her. The other option is to say, actually, polygamy did work in this case for my family. And so I think she's defaulting to that. And I think maybe has to slide a little bit into fantasy land about that. That's my guess.
Or like it validates her own decisions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Eileen wants to know if we're even reading the comments. Well, it's hard to read the comments and talk, so we're probably not doing a great job.
I'm reading the comments. Do you want us, Eileen, would you like us to read yours out loud?
Yeah, I can't find
Can
them.
you put hers
Look,
up?
I don't know what her comment was.
Stevens, are you reading? Oh,
That's the comment.
oh. Yes, we are reading.
We're
I'm
trying.
reading them.
We're trying to. It is hard to keep up with them all, though. So, okay. Yeah, Kelly says I believe she believed it as a child. I think she romanticized it, and then when she had to live it, her eyes were reopened or were open. Yeah. Yeah. Coffee Buzz says David was in the process of deconstructing after being in a cult. I'm not sure. Coffee Buzz, say that again. I'm not sure exactly what you're saying there. Yeah, she was groomed to take abuse and call it love. That's an interesting. That's a little bit kind of how I felt. Like I feel like I've the whole time I've been watching Sister Wives, I've really tried to be open-minded to polygamy, and it's not obviously how I grew up. But Christine's narrative in the first couple chapters did not sell me on polygamy at all. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's go to the next question here. Do you think that she chose polygamy freely? So if you look at the kids that grew up in the Brown family, they've all, say what you want about the Browns, they've all had the ability to choose whether or not they want to live in the faith or not. And they all said, no, thank you. Every single one, right?
Yes.
What are you going to say?
I just have a thought.
What's your thought?
Well, I feel like if you want to please dad, who is like some high up, you only see dad every Saturday. You identify with dad. You want to please dad. You want attention from dad. You're going to go dad's route.
Yeah. Oh, here. Look, Melanie from Notes to Self posted. I missed it. Hold on. We were all groomed to take abuse and call it love. She did grow up in a pretty happy compound area. Man, it is hard for someone like outside of the faith to be like, it was a happy compound. Still feels like a compound. You know what I mean? But maybe if in that world it was happier.
But don't you think too, like it would be like having friends all the time because you have all these siblings all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's like we used to live in a neighborhood where every house had a bunch of kids under 5, and it just like looked like a bunch of feral kids running around. So maybe it was like that. It probably did seem fun.
I think that that part of it is probably fun.
Yeah.
But you don't go to school. You have to hide who you are when you go to school. You just have I can imagine it's very hard to get out of that. So I came up with this question. I was wondering about this because she did grow up in that environment and then she did choose to be a polygamist. So the question for you or for other people is, do you think this is just a consequence of her being indoctrinated, or does she have the ability to choose?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think on the surface, she had the ability to choose, but just like I said, like, I think she was trying to please dad. And then like, if you go even deeper, then she was fighting for the rights of polygamists and that they're all, pretty normal. But Kody is not normal. He's really showing his true colors.
It is like that's maybe part of it. You know how you always say, or they always say, anybody that would want to be a politician has to be a narcissist. To think that you are a good enough leader that you can lead the entire of the United States or the entire of your state or whatever, you have to have a sort of a bloated sense of self. Because you're choosing it. In Christine's case, she grew up in it, so it's like what she thought. I think she was indoctrinated into that and thought that's how she needed to live. That was what was right. Kody did not, right? He was like, wait.
I'm 19.
19?
I got a lot of things flowing in my brain.
You know what? Not one woman can handle all of me. And maybe I should lead a family of 4 wives. Like, is there part of it where he opted into it? So then is that a consequence of his ego?
At 19.
19.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. It's interesting.
What do you think? You think she was indoctrinated?
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think the language indoctrinated is probably not. No, I feel bad saying it, but I think you grew up in that environment, and there is an effort to make you agree with it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're telling a 15-year-old that the world is gonna end, so don't go to school.
And go stop.
Pretty wild perspective, right?
Yeah. Go to Costco. Stock.
Yeah.
Okay. I really think it's fun that Notes to Self is on.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
It is fun.
Okay, Notes to Self. I like that she fact checks us. Thank you.
Wait, what did she fast?
I don't know, but she has tidbits that are helpful for us.
Very helpful
to understand.
Yes. Yes. Okay. All right, next question. And this one I've been thinking so much about, and I will read the comments, see what people think. Why do you think? So I would argue, and again, like I've made an effort in watching Sister Wives. Like I've not said one thing about how any of the women look.
I know, she's so cute.
Over the course of 5 years of reacting to the show, or 4 years, whatever, I've never once, I don't think, commented on how one of the women looked. But I don't think that she's an unattractive woman.
No, she's not.
And so the question is, what's the reason why Kody's not attracted to her? Why is he? Because I don't think the answer is, he doesn't like the way that she looks. The answer is not she wasn't physically attractive enough for Kody. Why was he not into her?
I think so I can't figure it out because I think she's really cute and fun. And I just wonder if he wanted to be the cute and fun one and had like a jealousy of her. Also,
Mhm.
I think he used it as like I think he does it to all his wives. Like he uses his sexual prowess as a carrot for them to get them to do what he wants, and want they want him physically just to help feel connected, which they are lacking connection.
I
It's a spiral.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so
they
you
agree
think
with
jealous.
me.
What?
Peyton says yes, he was jealous of her, and so did yeah, Peyton said it.
So you think that the jealousy, the fact that he was jealous of her status?
I mean, I didn't even think about the status, but someone else did, and I think that's a good point. I think she was fun and
Mhm.
cute, and I think he always wants to be the fun, goofy one, but she just like nails it. You
Mhm.
know, when she
Mhm. So I agree, Stacy. So this is like
wait, I think you need to
What-
Allison 100%. Okay.
Okay.
He agreed with me.
All right. All right. Jeez. All right. Okay. So yeah, so this is the thing. So I understand that he didn't love her. But I guess I'm trying to figure out, well, what's like the psychological mechanism behind him not loving her? So it could be because of jealousy. I also think that there's a component of her which is I think she required more of him than anybody else. I wonder if she was the least satisfied with him from the very start. Meri was in love with him and thought he was fantastic, right? They had an organic relationship. They weren't pursued because of the church or because of polygamy or anything like that. Janelle was more experienced and probably I don't think Janelle, I want to read, she needs to write a book. I maintain that Janelle is a very empathetic and sensitive person. And as a consequence of the environment that she was in, she learned to adapt by being emotionally reserved. This whole thing of she didn't care, I think it's BS, but I don't think that she was needy ever with Kody. I do think that Christine required from Kody more transparency and investment. And I think she critiqued and she nitpicked him. And he found that that's my guess, is that he found that style harder to be with. He didn't want to earn it. He wanted to be elevated on a pedestal. And I think she, in comparison to the other, she was she was disappointed. We'll talk about it in a second. She was disappointed on her wedding night.
Well, before the even wedding night took place, he didn't even bother to plan the honeymoon.
Right. Yeah. They didn't plan the honeymoon. Yeah. And she's looking at it and going, hold on, you've planned nothing.
You didn't give me a ring.
There's a comment, there's a flavor of that, which is, I'm already not happy with you. So I think part of it is the jealousy, but also I think Christine at the start had a bigger, maybe because of her like status in the faith, but expected more.
Interesting.
That's the only thing I can think of. Anybody else?
I think it's really weird that he brings up the nachos things because I feel like we would enjoy nachos together.
What was grossing him out was that he felt like she was overweight and was eating nachos in the car. Is that the story? I read it, but I can't remember. He
called her chubby and then she was eating nachos and his stomach was turning because of the smell or something. I don't know.
It's an amazing, I read in the book, one of the lines that was really interesting was when he said, "I'm not smart, but I'm truthful," or something like that. Like that was an honorable characteristic. I'll say really offensive and dumb things and not be aware of it.
Not smart, not truthful.
Yeah.
Emotional.
Yeah, she did. This is Aaron. She required more emotional connection. And he doesn't have the emotional sort of bandwidth to give it to her. I think that makes sense too. So I do not have a question about this, but I'd like to, should we do like a quick debrief on Kody's lovemaking?
Oh my God, it sounds so bad. How did he get so many kids out of that?
I think the wives put up with it.
She had 6 kids from him.
Can I say I did have a pang of jealousy about Kody. Two things that he has accomplished that I think I am miles from accomplishing. But first of all, to be able to walk into your wife and be like, look, I know that you were taking care of the kids all day.
6 of them.
But I'd like a massage, and things aren't going to work unless you massage me up. And the wife did it.
And then the other wife is like, so why aren't you giving Kody massages?
Wait, I didn't miss that part.
Yeah, Robyn asked her.
Oh my God.
I would have been like, because I want to throw up.
If I walked into you and was like, look, sweetheart, I'm gonna need a massage to get things going, that's just crazy.
I'd love to hear his reaction to this part of the book, though. Do you think he could do a cameo reaction? Can someone buy that?
If I were the author of this book, I would have made at least one comment about him not being very well endowed. Why not? Why,
Because I mean, she's more mature.
I guess so. That she's a better person than I am. Okay, so that's the first thing. Is I was like, I cannot believe that guy's pulled that off. And I think it's really a nightmare, but I'm also a little bit jealous of the dynamic of if you and I ever got in a fight. First of all, it's my night at your house. It only is going to happen every 4 days. So you come over and you say, or I come over and you've got the dinner is ready, the house is cleaned, the kids behave.
That is
I'm gonna get a massage. That is now what happens. I'm gonna get a massage. And if you dare try to be like a real person and have a problem, I just go, this is too much.
I'm going to Robyn.
I'm heading to Robyn's house. She's giving out free massages. What a life that guy. So it's like, even if he was psychologically stable at the start, after 23 years of manipulating and maneuvering the women in your life like that, of course you're gonna get a bloated ego.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You need to
someone.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Moment with Mandy. Unpopular opinion. I'm thinking she was the favorite wife before Robyn, and that's why she was so upset.
Same. I agree with that. I think that's.
Wait, you think that Christine was the favorite wife?
I think so, because like I do, for some reason I think that because she's the one that came in and like made it calm between Janelle and Meri and was fun and loving, and she was the cook of the family and the partier, and so I kind of I want to know more about Janelle's story, about why she left.
I know, that was an interesting little. Like, that's Janelle's book. I'd like to read that book also.
So
that's
does anyone know why Janelle left?
But maybe I haven't watched. I've only watched season 1. I've watched season 1, 17, 18, 19, and whatever 20, wherever we're on now. But I have not watched like 2 through 16. So maybe in that period, I would have thought that she was the favorite wife.
No, because Robyn's already there.
Oh.
So remember, we're revisiting.
Wait, so what's the reason why you think she was the favorite? She might have been an important wife. Why do you think, what's making you think that Kody liked her more than anybody else?
Because it was already going downhill with Meri, and Meri and Janelle were constantly bickering.
Yeah.
So I feel like Christine was probably the safe space.
Okay.
Someone agrees with my comment. Amelia does. You want to put that up? Just let her know.
I can't find Amelia's comment. All right. Okay, let's go to the next question here. Do you think that Kody, this is a loaded question because you can tell, what are you doing?
I was just trying to see if we had
if anybody was watching. Okay. Do you think Kody's faith is a tool for spiritual narcissism?
Yes.
So this is my new, I think I heard of this term like 6 months ago, but it is my new favorite term, spiritual narcissism. It is not an actual DSM diagnosis, but what it refers to is when there are people who, by the way, are constantly on social media, but when there are people that can speak eloquently about their faith, and then they wield the ability to talk eloquently about this ethereal topic, they wield it in a way that controls everybody around them. So Kody, you can see this like really clear with Kody, where he acts like he's the person that can read the Bible. He can read the whatever, the Book of Mormon, and he can figure out what the right thing is for the family. Like he gets to sit there on his pedestal and he will read the text and he will talk about this thing in such a nuanced way that I think people get intimidated by it and they just could become super deferential. Like, so the easy example is Kody, not in the book, but I've seen Kody talk about this idea of sacred loneliness. There is no dumber concept in my mind than sacred loneliness. But Kody talks about sacred loneliness, this idea that these women, like the pain that these women go through will be rewarded when they're in the afterlife, in this like romanticized, idyllic, but super articulate and nuanced way. And so I think people are like, oh, I have to just suffer with my husband while he sleeps with somebody else down the hall. And this loneliness I feel, it's all for this bigger thing,
part of it,
right?
yeah.
And but what he's really doing is just controlling them because he can be articulate about his faith.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the whole, like a lot of the polygamists are like that. That's why like the whole, it felt like Mobs of New York, like the whole blood atonement, you know?
Yeah. So his whole thing, I thought I was annoyed by him saying like, we're not going to celebrate Easter. We're going to celebrate the Jewish holiday, just because it just feels like such an arrogant move. It lands to me as a very arrogant move.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think he was manipulative in that way. And because Christine loved holidays, I feel like it was a way to get back at her.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting that he could take that from her. All right. Okay, good. Any comments here?
Oh, wait, go to notes to self. She wrote something about it. Good.
Yeah, I think so. Big Love was a HBO show.
It was good. It was about polygamy.
It's fake, right?
It's fake, but I would be the fun wife on it.
Yeah. Ephesians 22. Yeah. What? Charlie Johnson. Yes, I feel like Kody's an overt narcissist. Robyn's the covert narcissist. They feed each other. Yeah. Kody used Ephesians 22. Wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands as you do to the Lord. Yeah. And I think if you could recall that and you can tell someone that's deferential to you, like, look what I found, start massaging, I think it works.
Oh, I just think it's like his skin.
You wouldn't be into that?
No.
All right, next one. Without Robyn, would Christine have left the family?
I don't know. I feel like the show enters with Robyn, but they seemed happy before the show.
She wasn't happy.
But they all talk about it. They all talk about Wyoming, and maybe they wouldn't have like moved around. I felt like they kept uplifting all these people constantly for Kody Dave's job or for Kody's like own issues. They kept uplifting the whole family, and then they're wondering why it broke apart. You know, I don't know where I read this. I think maybe in the book. Tell me if I'm wrong, but they moved to wherever they are now, wherever they ended. What was
Flagstaff?
Flagstaff, because that's where Dayton was going to college.
Yes.
Is that accurate? Does anyone know if that's really true?
I mean, according to Christine, well, I don't think Kody admitted that, but they showed up in Flagstaff and they're like, "Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Let's guess who's going to school here." But doesn't the argument for it would be that of all of the kids, Dayton would be the one that needs the most support in college?
Yeah.
So they should have been transparent about it.
Well, why not have him go to a state school then?
Well, maybe he didn't get into one. Maybe he got, anyway, I don't know.
They moved to Vegas for Robyn too. Huh.
They moved to Vegas for Robyn. Why?
I can't remember. I think her family was there or something. Someone, Allie, write what you were about to say.
Wait, they moved to Vegas because they were chased out of Utah. right?
It says, put that one up. Yeah,
What
can we
one?
talk about that?
Just name the name.
I just went to you. You're too slow. Yeah.
Well, you didn't. Okay, go ahead, read it.
Yeah, can we talk about that? Kody has moved 20 times, supposedly, according to one of Christine's kids. What was that? I feel like
What is that? Kody has, can we talk about that? Cody's moved more than 20 times, supposedly. Well, I think that Kody, I'm not diagnosing anybody from afar. If what you observe is, yes, there's like the personality stuff that we think of like selfishness. I think he's also got ADHD. He's very scattered. I think he likes new things. He likes shiny things. I think he always thinks that the next thing to be more fun and cooler. And he's very flexible. I think he's good at moving. And by the way, he's got a built-in crew of people that help him move every time. He doesn't do anything but drive his Miata to wherever he's going. No big deal. And so I think he can move. I mean, imagine how much trauma if you live in a smaller family, you have just 2 kids. Like if we thought about moving, our kids are in elementary school, we would be worried about the well-being of the kids that are in elementary school moving somewhere else. If you've got whatever it is, 16 kids, I get lost, 18 kids, 16, whatever, and they're in high school, I mean, it's a huge thing. And to be just bouncing around is pretty significant, I think.
And you know what I always think about is Robyn came into, like, some of the older kids like don't have that much experience with her, but like she like came in and was supposed to be like another mom, but some of them were already like on their way out and going to college. I feel like they're not going to identify with her. She's just dad's new piece, you know?
Yeah. I think that without Robyn, Christine would not have left the family.
Yeah.
But I think she should have.
Yeah.
So I think it's, I think that the show and that Robyn, all in all, have left Christine in a better spot than if it didn't happen. I think if it didn't happen, Christine would have suffered through her life and told herself that things were fine. I think Robyn sort of put the cherry on top of this is not a good place. Get out of here.
Well, it took her 10 years, but I think, yeah.
Okay. Oh, look at this. Moving keeps the women off kilter, and he have moved to Nevada in order to get his name on all those big houses. Interesting. Okay, good. All right, next question. If you had to pick one moment in the book that broke Christine, what do you think it was? What was the most significant thing that eventually led to the divorce?
The nanny. What does the nanny do?
I say Isabel.
I think Isabel too, but also the nanny.
The nanny didn't navigate. If he wanted to keep his family together, he did not navigate COVID very well. Yeah, I think Isabel. All right, there doesn't seem much debate. All right. Oh, I like this question. Why do you think Meri was so strict and controlling? Right, they described her, Christine described, well, first of all, 2 questions. I have heard McKelty say that I was abused or that she was mistreated by Meri. And we didn't really ever know, like, well, what was the mistreatment? What are you talking about? When you read in the book what happened, what'd you think?
I thought Meri was ridiculous from the story. Like, but I don't know if it's like worth like excommunicating your sister wife.
That's what I thought too. That was my honest reaction.
Meri was ridiculous.
Yeah, it seems like Meri was wound a bit tight, but when I hear the word abuse, like that, now, Christine says that she went off the handle. I don't know what goes off the handle is, but it was less significant than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Which tells me that it's not about that moment, but it's about the tone or the environment or Meri's vibe in general, right? This was just the straw that broke the
I think
camel's
she was
back.
like controlling, like about the kitchen, and like I think
Mm-hmm.
she probably had a really clean house.
Mm-hmm.
And like then all the other wives had little kids and not as much room and
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to, I feel like they just were in a different stage of life,
Yeah.
and Meri was not
Mm-hmm.
probably understanding of their stage.
Mm-hmm. So, from a psychological standpoint, why do you think she was so strict and controlling? I have a theory,
Let's hear it.
but do you want to go first?
Okay. Do you want me to?
No.
Okay, then you go.
Oh no, I mean, sorry, I did want you to go first.
I think she was strict and controlling because her relationship with Kody was so bad. She was trying to control everything around her
Mm-hmm.
to gain his love. Like he wanted a clean house. He wanted a perfect house. He wanted a perfect looking wife. And that was probably stressful for Meri. And so,
Mm-hmm.
and she was not getting love and attention because there was all the new gems. And so she was trying to control everyone around her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. This one here, this is what I think from Stephanie. Like if like psychologically, when people feel totally out of control and there was so many things in her life not going well.
Mm-hmm.
I think she couldn't get purchase on anything. And so what she does is she just goes, I'm going to control everything that I can, which is this space right around me. You can imagine you're struggling with, you're struggling with all these new wives. You're struggling with your husband doesn't seem like he likes you. And so you can imagine just being like, I can't deal with all of that, but I can make sure that my sink is clean. So that's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was a weird, I wish that she had gone to a therapist earlier on, just Meri, because I think because she was in pain about not having more kids or not being more important in the family, her reaction was to push all those people away from her, right? Like, remember the story about how if Christine's kids wanted to go to Janelle's house, they had to go outside, put a coat on, go outside, walk around Meri's house.
Yeah.
Right? Meri could have positioned herself intentionally between them so that the kids are involved and so that she saw herself as one of the moms. But by being so controlling or whatever, trying to be fastidious constantly, she let order rule her life and not all of the love that could have been around her.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. All right. Next question. This is another one about Meri. How are we on time? 15 minutes left. Okay. By the way, I feel like some of my questions seem like I have an opinion in the question, and I don't mean it to. To what extent did Meri's tone of resentment doom the family? Do you think she set a tone of being pissed off that created tension between the wives? Like, did that color how the other wives saw each other?
Oh no. I mean, you're right. Cause there was I think she was so controlling and so insecure that there was friction, which is why they had to bring Christine in. But also I feel like Kody was he did not set the example of not gossiping about they were supposed to not talk about each other and stuff like that. And he didn't set that example. So I really think the toxicity probably stemmed from him, and the other women just joined in it. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that if Meri were in the relationship now, she's more confident, right? I think she sees herself as in stealing her name, right? She feels more worthy. And I think if you feel more confident and you feel more worthy, you can make different decisions that would have, I think I've worded this very negatively. I don't think she doomed the family, but I think she was in a position to create healthy relationships with the other women. And she didn't do that because she was too worried about her own position in the family.
Yeah.
I think if it were to happen now, she might better be able to create a relationship. Like I would imagine that right now, Meri would like a relationship with Christine. You know what I mean? Like I think that if they were together now,
But
could
you're
happen.
missing the, like, no one, like, I think, like, if all of us shared the same partner, but it was like we all got part of a partner, I
Yeah.
feel like that's what really
Yes.
built the resentment. So if someone even gets a little bit more partner, the rest of the time you're lonely. So I do think she would, like, her relationship with the other women now would be really good if Kody wasn't there. But if Kody's in the picture at all, you're gonna have this dynamic.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right. Like it's funny. Like as I think about it, what I'm trying to do is go like, well, could these two women get along? I think the answer is yes. But I think the environment, Kody. I mean, if Kody's the husband, I think this doesn't work.
No.
Right? I actually don't. I'm not convinced. Do you think polygamy can work in general? If you have the perfect husband.
Well,
Could it work?
if I'm the fun wife,
Allison, you would be awful in polygamy.
I'd be the fun one.
You'd be fun for about 2 minutes. Jeez. The second that your husband was not emotionally attending to you, you would be pissed.
Yes. I mean,
the idea of
I'm the wrong woman for this.
Oh my gosh, if I come home, if I'm working, you would like some attention. You don't do well with zero attention. Am I wrong?
So many thoughts right now.
Are you filtering for the people? Okay, let's keep going here. So I think it's not fair to say that Meri doomed the family. I think that
he leaked Lori, right? Lori from Minnesota. He leaked like a sieve. They all knew. So it was like a big gossip circle, which is so toxic. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought, but yes. Okay, let's go to the next question here. All right. Pop quiz hotshot. Would you rather be treated like Christine or Meri?
Christine.
100% Christine.
Meri was abused for years and years and then held on, and then even at the end, we had something so special.
Oh, I know.
God.
What a dick. Yes.
So he like did it to Christine, but I loved how Christine was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're out.
Yeah.
We're done. Moving on.
Yeah. He was more direct with Christine. Yeah, Betty. Neither. Yeah.
You would, and Allison, you wouldn't want to rub Kotex. That's true. I would not. Ooh, that would not work.
Yeah, that would not be. That would.
I can't even think it. I can't even think about it. So gross.
No. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think nobody would rather. People are saying they would rather not be either of them. But no one wants to be Meri. She was in a tough spot. All right, couple more questions. What do you think has been the impact of the reality show on the family?
I think it's devastated the family.
Or saved the family?
Oh.
No, I'm not. I'm just asking the question. What do you think?
I mean, I guess you know what it did? It helped the women like find a voice, because otherwise they would be like hoping that, like, trying to navigate all this financial stress. But now when finances are kind of not the hindrance of leaving, then they're able to make decisions that they really want. And I mean, we saw that with Christine. She was like, and she would not have been financially able to do that had she stayed. So I guess globally, it was probably helped her to get out of an abusive situation. And it felt like the abuse had been going on since the show began. And so it was a long time coming.
Mhm.
And she had,
I don't know if Notes for Self is still on here, but I would be interested, or anybody else that's been in that environment, what the or you can just like speak to how impossible it is to leave without the financial means, but then also just to have your worldview open up enough to decide to leave is so difficult.
Mm.
And I feel like with the show, they were forced to be exposed to the larger world. They're traveling, they're on social media. I mean, she says it in the book, but I mean, I've worked with people before trying to leave relationships, and it's so isolating to try and leave a relationship. But imagine if you want to leave and Christine leaves and she knows that when she leaves, she has all of these people that are her fans that are rooting for her.
Mhm.
I mean, I think it's a very empowering. So like, I think on the outside, people look at it and go, the show's been bad, but I think net for everybody's well-being, this is probably better. I guess I would be in favor of the show. I don't think that it's just been destructive because it pulled them out of a Kody controlled corner.
Yeah, someone said it like distanced them from the cult.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I can't name you. It went too fast, but yeah, I think. But go down right there. Oh,
Thank you, Jacob.
No.
What are you talking about? I don't see it.
Oh, well, I didn't see the one where it said they distanced them from the cult, but it went, oh, they're right there. Aaron.
Just say that, honey.
Aaron, go down.
Yeah. Yeah, they wouldn't have distanced themselves from the cult. Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Noni's here. All right. One more question. Do you think that Christine is at risk of repeating old patterns with David? In the book, she does I mean, it feels like he is her knight in shining armor that gives her all the things that she needs. And in the last season that we watched, they did all the thing, right? They're making out constantly. She's doing they're like teenagers in love. Is there a worry that she's at risk for repeating old patterns, meaning putting him on a pedestal, not being able to stand up for herself as much, putting up with shit? What do you think?
I mean, there is a risk of that.
Mm-hmm.
There is a risk, but he seems like not yet. So hopefully she's basically an empty nester except for Truly. So I feel like the stresses aren't the same. And so she's probably feels stronger, more sure-footed. She's probably the big breadwinner of the two of them. She's not dependent on Kody. So
I agree. She's not dependent on David. And I guess what I would say is I think that I don't know their relationship or marriage seems very healthy, but I think the big thing is I do think that David loves her. I don't think that he'll mistreat her. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. But you can see here that there's a lot of, I think he's a better partner for her than Kody was, so that helps. But I do think that she is, again, this is a book, but she is all or nothing in how she thinks about things. It's horror. If you look at the book, hyperbole a lot. And I would worry, if I were her therapist or her coach, I would worry about things are in the middle, right? Nothing's a perfect relationship, and it's not always a horrific relationship. It could be somewhere in the middle. And with David right now, I've heard only this guy walks on water. I think that does put her at risk for not being as discerning or I think he's a really good guy. And can I say one other thing? I loved in the book that he admitted, so I think that on the show he didn't admit it, but in the book she said that he did watch the show and found her attractive and then pursued her.
Oh.
And I like the fact that because by the way, obviously, I didn't believe the idea that he has your sister's a polygamist and you've never heard of or watched Sister
Well, no,
Wives.
he said on the show that he had like his daughter watched it, so he would like watch it sometimes.
Yeah, it was less. In the book, it was more clear.
Yeah.
It made me think of Meghan Markle.
Oh.
Because Meghan Markle's
I
like,
didn't know you were a prince.
what? There's a country called England? What are you talking? I've never even heard of it. You know what I mean? It's like, stop it. It's okay. Just be honest about who you are and what happened. I feel like David's an honest guy.
Yeah.
So like, I appreciate that she's like that. It makes me think the relationship is a more honest relationship. I think Kody would have said, I never even heard of her. Where's my camera? You know, I mean, that would have been the.
Can I do a stupid dance?
Yeah. Can I do a dance? So. All right. That is it. Thank you all. Any final questions before we close? That was fun.
Well, don't get this Aussie started on Megan. No, one of the things that we didn't talk about is how they kind of like, you never found out that she was having an opioid problem on the show. Like that was never discussed,
I
or
didn't even talk about
any
that.
of her alcohol issues.
I have a problem with it.
Okay.
I disagreed with you when you did your book reaction. I
just
read
didn't
it.
know.
I hadn't read it, and you talked about her having an opioid addiction. And I said, this is when we were recording it. I was like, that's not an opioid addiction. And you were like, that you can't say that. So I cut it out. Then I read the book, and guess what? It's not an opioid addiction.
How do you know? She felt it.
The definition, I just think it's an important, I know I'm like a stickler for it, but I think it's important when we talk about these sort of serious things that that we're describing them fairly. If you like and you enjoy and you want to take more of something and you recognize within 2 weeks that it's a problem and you stop, that is not an addictive action.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? And it's the same, like she's talking about alcohol, like she's an alcoholic. If you clock that there's think about it this way, the definition of addiction is if you keep doing something despite negative consequences. If you have a negative consequence, in my opinion, if you have a negative consequence in 2 weeks and stop, it's not the same thing as flipping tricks on the corner because you're so hooked on it. And I think sometimes I feel like we want to say that we've been there too and had a hardship. And so when I read that, I was like, I don't think so. That makes me maybe seem.
She appreciated it.
People. Yeah. It's just not the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The same thing.
Well, this was super fun. This was, I feel like, our best book club.
Good. But that was a good book.
Yes. So we're getting into the next season, and we're also going to try out Kody as a Navy SEAL or something.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
I think that's next week, you know.
The 25th, I think. Is that right? Is it next week?
Yeah. But I think the new season of Sister Wives starts. And then also, as a reminder, you can always join our members only, which you get to watch the show without commercials. And also we will be doing for us now, because now we see all the pain. I mean, it's sad.
Yes.
But also we see it. Okay. Well,
thank you all.
thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you soon.